The M4 upgrading project is part of the West Connects project, possessing the first stage of the whole project. The first stage itself, which is the M4, is then divided into sections 1A and 2B, separating the West and East respectively. Upon completion of the M4, it will be connected to M5, marking the completion of stage 1.
As project manager for the M4 widening project, it is my responsibility to ensure that the project is delivered both on time and on budget. My role as a project manager on a project of this scale is so diverse that it allows me to do tasks such as coordinate both subcontractors and suppliers to ensuring the goals and targets of the project are being met and everything in between. Risks on any project are inevitable. However, it was one of my responsibilities as project manager to try and reduce these. The mudded matrix seen below is a great tool to identify and help prevent risks turning into hazards. As you can see below, the mudded matrix is not completely filled out. As the project progresses, more information will be added to the table. The success of all the subcontractors and suppliers on the M4 project was due to a mutual level of respect and communication between upper management and all personnel on the project. As project manager, I believe the goals of the project were realistic and achievable due to extensive pre-planning and the use of quality control through all stages of the job.
As a contract administrator, I'm responsible for managing various company contracts on behalf of my employer. These contracts may include employee relationships, new business proposals, and purchase and retail contracts. My job covers the entire construction life cycle, from inception and the identification of the most appropriate project delivery methods to the drafting and negotiation of contracts, through to day-to-day contract administration of complex construction projects. Through the project life cycle, I will work as a liaison between internal and external parties during contract development and negotiation stages to ensure internal and external client relations are running smoothly. Moreover, at the development stage, I will negotiate terms, conditions, and pricing between all the parties involved and ensure they are accurately executed and satisfied. In addition, for the existing contracts, I should review and provide oversight for all existing contracts by inspecting the contract database. Also resolve all the existing contract conflicts. Moreover, follow up to guarantee contractual payments have been made. Also report status of current contract process to management. Material supply plays a significant part in meeting the project delivery goals of cost, quality, and time. It has been found that the late delivery of materials is one of the critical factors that cause construction program delays. In order to avoid the problem to material supply, the contract administrator have to develop communication skills to make sure all the material needed can be provided on time. Also, the construction hours should be considered as well. In M4 widening project, most construction work should be carried out during standard working hours of 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening, Monday to Friday, and 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Saturdays. Thus, in order to make sure all the materials can be supplied to a certain place before construction work commenced, I will keep communicating with transport engineer to make sure all the works be done properly.
As a site manager of such a large-scale project, my roles and responsibilities covers a wide range of aspects that must be considered during construction on site. Similar to a construction manager, a site manager will oversee and manage all facets associated with the responsibilities and works that are to be carried out from different trades for the project on a day-to-day basis. For the M4 widening project, my responsibilities will be addressing required suppliers and consultancy, ensure suppliers are correct accordingly to the project schedule works, ensure project's progress is on track accordingly to the project program on a daily basis, conduct site meetings with subcontractors and consultants to discuss developments, manage communications and direct associated personnel of the project, and ensure site safety. Main risks and issues involved with the project involves limited access ways, traffic congestion, commuters of the M4, communication throughout the project site, and equipment location. Here is an example of a layout plan for equipment storage and handling of Site 4 of the M4 widening project. As shown, the yellow lines crossing diagonally are the proposed lanes of widening for the M4, with the site located just in the middle where will be the situated areas for performing works and equipment locations. This is a critical example of supply storage, as we do not want material and equipment interfering with the M4 motorway and its commuters. In terms of traffic congestion, here is a proposed plan to minimize delays of the M4 project by implementing temporary closures for different areas of the M4 motorway in its early stages of development. By doing this, we are able to establish set times for works to commence during late nights starting from 11:30 pm to 4 am.
As a transport engineer for the M4 project, my main roles would be about reorganizing the traffic conditions and managing the traffic flows to ensure that the traffic flow will happen, although it might be slow. In traffic wise, the main challenge which we have to face on a day-to-day basis will be the traffic congestion. The construction will eventually interfere with the current motorway, resulting in a limited amount of lanes for the large volume of vehicle flows. This will be at its worst during peak hours. Then there will also be the delivery routes that we have to decide on to allow a fast, easy method and path so the delivery trucks are able to just come, drop the supplies or the delivery items, and then leave the site straight away. Also, the rearrangement of the current motorway will also be my duty, but this will be carried out with the support from the site manager. Like I mentioned before, the traffic congestion will be a lot worse during the construction period because 3 lanes will be merged into 2 lanes to enable the works to be carried out. I understand this will have an impact on the heavy morning peak hours as well as the evening peak hour. Therefore, I am hoping we'll be able to rearrange the working hours so works can be done outside peak hour. I will also have a further discussion with the project manager in regards to this, as this may have impacts on the surrounding community. I have also already spoken to the contract administrator, and we have come to an agreement that arrangements for the delivery of supplies will occur during the off-peak hour just to ease the existing congestion out a bit. Automated speed sign will be temporarily placed to adjust the speed of the motorway accordingly to the traffic condition. This will hopefully allow the traffic to move, although it might be slow, so it is important that we notify drivers to allow a longer travel time. Adjustments will be made accordingly to the observation about how well our resolutions are going. So again, I'll be working closely with the site manager and making adjustments. Risks exist in all projects. In my case, I am thinking that we might have the potential risk of having car accidents where vehicles crashes into our working site. This might be due to the driver not being familiar with the road change, especially during off-peak hours or night times where there are fewer vehicles on the motorway, so vehicles will be traveling at a much greater speed. So it is important that we put up many signs to alert the drivers about the change to the road ahead so they can make adjustments.
My role is a civil engineer in this project, and to understand my role and my responsibilities, I think it better give some knowledge, basic information about this project and what we have to do about this project. So this project is the first stage of the West Connect, and it consists of 2 stages: M4 widening and M4 East, from Homebush Bay Drive to Parramatta Road and City West Link. In the first part, which is the M4 widening will increase, will add 4 lanes in each direction between Church Street, Parramatta, and Homebush Bay Drive, Homebush, providing extra lanes for the vehicles using this section of the motorway and helping to elevate congestion around the James Road Drive ramps.
And the second part is the M4 East Motorway, which will join the M4 widening at Homebush Bay Drive and provide a 5.5-kilometer tunnel with 3 lanes in each direction from the M4 and North Strathfield to Parramatta Road and the City West Link. Its total length will be over 7 kilometers. There are some challenges and problems that might arise during the construction period. Like, for example, is the soil. The problem, this problem involves the soil contaminations and unpromising soil condition, which is not ideal for excavation or installation of the foundation. So to overcome this problem, we have to come up with the most suitable structure design and construction method. Another problem is the complex surrounding environment and the limit access of the cranes and materials on site. Civil engineering is one of the oldest engineering disciplines. It takes place in a wide range of construction areas, from big structures like dams and highway bridges through to individual homeowners. As the aim of this project is to upgrade the M4 highway by widening the existing part, my role will be more tend to be a drill technical engineer, as I will be focusing on certain specific issues such as how will the soil conditions affect the design and installation of the foundations. Solution and alternatives options will be provided on relevant reports. As also, I will produce a range of reports explaining in what ways the project will be carried out. I also will take responsibility of arranging the location of mechanical machines on site with assistance from site engineers.
QS are responsible for the cost of any building projects, from initial estimate right through to the final acquisition of material. The day-to-day responsibility of QS include inside the office, on the construction site, or in a meeting with client and other project personnel. A typical workday of QS may involve preparation of contracts, including details regarding to the quantity of required materials, or ongoing cost analysis of maintenance and repair work, a feasibility studies of client requests, or analyze completed work and arranging payment to the contractor. The BOQ is an excellent tool for checking the tender documents for any information not shown on the drawings that are required to be included in the tender sum. The BOQ also simplified the tender review process, as each of the tenderer are pricing the same document and working of the same drawings. And the final cost of a construction project is where disputes often happens, as quotation, variation orders, contractor claims for the delays are usually accounted there, so there may be disputes between the contractor and the clients. Being in the middle of disputes, it is always common ground being a quantity surveyor to practice the role smoothly, so as the credibility wise decision must prevail to pursue enriching the cost and claim related things with the buyers. And they must always adhere